Hi there to all of my followers. Thank you for following my dreams too. Um, so I have been trying to work on getting my animation done. It's kind of a two in one thing. If I get the animation done, then I just have to pick like the key frames for the comic book that I'm working on. So I'm kind of working on both of them together. I've been trying to get the animation done for a while. One thing that I have ran into here recently is trying to get where I only have to set the animation up one time. Now, I use Human Generator, is what I get all of my models from, um, or that I make my models from, anyways. The majority, my main characters, are done with Human Generator. My daughter's homesick from school, sorry. Um, and so doing Mixamo, yes, I can use their animations, but I have to like rename some of the bones because they don't line up right and stuff like that. So plus they don't always have like exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm rambling. So to the point of this video, I will timestamp it past all my rambling. But one thing that I've been trying to figure out is how to get entire animations in the asset browser to be able to use them in different files. Something that I just tried that did work. Um, if there's a better way to do it, please leave it in the comments down below because I have been trying to figure this out. The best way that I found to do it so far is over here in the outliner. I went to where my armature is. I don't want to do the collection because then you have to like go and unlink it and all that stuff to do any edits to it if you need to, and I just don't like fighting with that. But if I click here on the armature and I mark it as an asset, and then I can come over here. This is my asset browser that I have opened over here. I renamed it, and then I've got the description that this is set up for James because each one is a little different, like the proportions and stuff. And this walk animation is set up specifically for James. Um, so it didn't have a picture right here. So I went in and I just rendered out a quick picture of, what I see here and put that on there and then save the file. And then if I come over into a new Blender file and I'm just going to bring in my James model that I have. Now, he has a regular rig on him that comes with Human Generator, but I have been doing the animating with the Rigify just because I like it better. Rigify comes with Blender. You have to have the add-on turned on up here, edit, preferences, add-on, and then uh, Rigify, and then you have to have the add-on turned on um, for it to work. But once I have that done, then I can come over and I'm going to open up the asset browser and I want my posed assets, and then I have it set up for James and Roxanne. I have to go in and like reorganize her, but and then if I drag this into my scene, yes, it looks messed up and everything because the clothes aren't attached to it and all of that. Um, but I have my model in the scene, and then if I hello, close that one then. Open this up. Let me go to the dope sheet, change that to the action editor, make sure that I am on the one that I just imported here and push that down. Now I can come in, and something I noticed is for some reason it has it like duplicated in here. I don't know why. Um, and no, I don't want that model. That was not what I was trying to do. Yeah, now it's going to be complicated. Move out of the way. Okay. All of you and delete it because I don't need all that in my scene. And then I am going to bring you back to the world origin. Now I can click on this model, go to pose mode, select. I guess I don't have to do that part, but anyways, um, come down here and select it, and now I have this animation. And it's not done. I mean, I've still got to loop it in. This is just one step of the animation. So by far, it's probably not done right. It's just done from watching YouTube videos and playing around with it. Uh, References off of Google, YouTube videos, stuff like that. So by all means, it's not perfect, but for my first one, it's not bad. At least in my opinion. I mean, I'm doing this for myself, so it's not like I'm trying to do it professionally or anything. Um, so I know it's not perfect, but this is how I've kind of figured out how I can get full animations in the asset browser. The other way to do it, if you don't want to fight with that, is you can come up here and you can append and then go to where you have your file at, go into the action, and then you can come right here and you could like click on the action and then append it, and it would do the same thing. Um, you can append the file in, and then just go in, open up the dope sheet, and then the action editor, and then right there is appending it in. I mean, I guess that's two ways to do it. Um, if you don't want to keep up with trying, and one thing that I do run into, because I do have a lot of files on here for a bunch of different things. Um, and I try to keep them very organized because it can get very extensive depending on how much that I actually have in here. And the hard part is sometimes trying to keep up with where the stuff may be located at. Because I mean, I have tons of different things. Like, this is everything for my comic that I'm working on. Sometimes I'll bring in a Mixamo rig, and I may put my Mixamo rig over here to the side and use that as my reference for setting up my Rigify animation, just so I can kind of have a reference of what it's going to do. And honestly, that's probably what I'm going to do with this one here is go get a Mixamo rig and bring it into my file and then kind of like match pose for pose. Um, but I mean, it sometimes it can be extensive trying to keep up with where something may be, because I have stuff for writing my books in here. I've got ideas for books in here. I've got the stuff for my animations in here. I have all the add-ons that I have for Blender. I also have Krita that I do all of my photo editing on. I also use that for my comic book. I've got Word document files where I write my books and my ideas down at. I've got different stuff for my kids' sports. I mean, I have everything on here. And so sometimes it can be a little extensive trying to keep up with where that file is located at. And so that's the problem that I run into when trying to append it. Um, is sometimes it can be a little hard to try to remember where is this located, and then if you're not sure which one of these, because it actually took me some time to kind of figure out what is what here. um you can go in and, like, if you click the wrong one, you're going to be sitting here for a few minutes clicking through all these folders trying to figure it out. I mean, like, here I could import this as well and get the animation that way. And it's going to bring in my entire model, um, with the Rigify on it, already. And there's just, this would bring in my rig as well. So there's so many ways that you can load it up, so many different files that you could go into to get something loaded, and sometimes it can be a little extreme trying to remember that, which is the reason why I try to use the asset browser the best I can. Now, the asset browser is by no means perfect. um I have like a Bagapie thing that I downloaded on here, and so I get some of these assets that I got with that. And I do use some of them, like the roof, and actually, I use all of them at some point or another. But even here, it can get a little extensive. Like these are the custom hairs, but the problem with that is some of them are duplicated. So I do have problems with the asset browser, and I don't know if it's a bug with Blender, or if it's something that I'm doing wrong with it. I really don't know. Um, and then some of these, this is actually just an asset pack that I put in here, so I don't really know how, like, where I would go to try to organize these a little differently. Um, and then in the past, I have actually tried to come in here and use it. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, and sometimes I just get so frustrated on when it will work, when it doesn't want to work. Um, I have so many things that are duplicated in here multiple times because I do not know how to clear it out. I don't know how to fix it. And for a lot of my stuff, I use the uh, Blender Asset Browser. Right now, I'm only on the free trial. I had the paid trial for a long time, but I wasn't using it there for a while, so I went back to the free trial. Um, it's definitely worth the money for it. It's just right now I can't afford to get it because I'm trying to finish getting my book paid off. But I use that a lot, and every time I bring an asset in, it automatically saves it into my asset browser, and then trying to like, this one is one of them that I got, and it saved it in there, and some of them aren't even textured that are in here because I didn't save them in here. They saved automatically, and I don't know how to make it stop doing that because I would rather be able to save them after I've got them, personalized the way that I want them, um, and stuff like that. And so, I mean, I have a lot of problems with it, but definitely if you know a workaround or a better way of doing this, the problems I'm having with the asset browser, or the asset can't talk, the asset library, or easier ways for trying to get the animations, if doing it the way that I have been, of bringing it in like this and then pushing it down and then transferring it over and all of that stuff. this way is working for me right now. Yes, it's a little extra steps because I have to like bring the model in and then go over and push it down to transfer it over to my other model and then delete this again. Um, so it is a few extra steps, but it's the only way that I know how to do it right now. Um, that works without me trying to keep up with all the different folders that I have. So please, in the comments down below, I could really use the help on this. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.